Let's get ready to rumble!
Hello and welcome to Netflix vs. Cinema, the podcast that's coming to you with added baby this week. My name is Toasted and I am the host in the Midlands, somewhere in the Midlands in the UK. And joining me as always on the Isle of Wight is Sharon Bollen.
Hello.
Hello. So we're not sure whether we're going to have Sean with us, but we are, I think this week we are really... Oh, yeah, I know. This week... All right, I shall just carry on. I'll see what we get with this. This week, we are really feeling the pinch of what happens when we don't have a third member. When we don't have a third member to pick up some slack. Because this week we have two things for you: one thing in cinema and one thing at home, which we've managed to see. So, Sharon, you and I managed to see the same thing in cinema this week. What was that?
We both went to see Nightmare Alley.
Yes, the new Guillermo del Toro movie, Nightmare Alley. And at home, I saw Iron Kicks and Kung Fu... Iron Fists and Kung Fu Kicks. I've been trying to get that title right all week, even while I was watching it. It didn't quite work. It didn't quite work out. So, yes, I wanted to say, which is a documentary all about the influence of Hong Kong cinema on the world, really. So, shall we kick off? Let us kick off in... as you usually do in cinema, with Nightmare Alley. And Sharon, I'll tell you what, you take this. You take this. You tell us what Nightmare Alley is all about.
Okay, Nightmare Alley is an homage to the sort of film noir of the 1940s. It's got like a quite particular style about it, but you can certainly see it's influenced by things like Black Narcissus and those sort of rich, stylish film noir type films where you have got an anti-hero. And this one, we meet our anti-hero. Yeah,
there's a bit of double indemnity thrown in there as well.
Yes, with the femme fatale. You've got an anti-hero, you've got a femme fatale. You've got a host of sort of colourful characters, basically, who pop up along the way.
Yeah.
So it starts off with our main character, the anti-hero, is Bradley Cooper. And the first time you see him burying a body under the floorboards of the house and then setting fire to it.
Yeah.
He then takes to the roads. This is in the 1930s, so it's after the Wall Street crash, just at the end of the Depression, and but the memory of like the Dust Bowl of the Depression years are still very current. And so he takes the road, and he ends up at one of these what they in America they call carnivals, which if you're in Britain, there's quite a different thing. But it's like a fixed fairground thing where you have rides and then you have what's, I think, quite unique to the American carnival fair circus. Is you have like freak shows and you have like these spectacles. So you have like the House of Horrors. You have like what they call a geek show, which I've never heard of before.
Yeah, me neither.
Which is like a wild man who is in this cave.
We have William the Boss go, is he man or is he beast?
You see it in the trailer. And then you've got people who can like electrocute themselves. You've got strongman. You've got all these different these turns, these carnival turns.
Yeah.
And Bradley Cooper sort of stumbles into this world, and then he discovers he's basically got a gift for grifting, as they call it, which is like he's got the patter, he can move the crowds, he can talk to them, and he takes over the role of a mentalist, basically someone who's got these really sharp observational skills, but with an assistant, they can basically take one piece of information and then sort of roll with it by different means. He has ways of basically like saying, oh, there's someone in your past begins with the letter M, oh, you've had a loss in your family, oh, they're trying to communicate with you. So basically stringing people along for the entertainment value. Then as he decides that he's quite gifted at this grifting, this mesmerism or whatever he calls it, he decides to take his show up a level. So he goes to one of these like big blue towels and he does it there, and then he sort of falls into sort of darker ways where he takes this sort of sideshow act but then to start using it for exploitative means, and then things start taking a bit of a darker turn.
Yes, and that is where the second half of the film starts, because the film is it seems to be designed to be very obviously a sort of game of two halves kind of film, where you have a section which is like, you know, obviously the bit in the carnival to begin with, and then all of a sudden it's like that ends, and then that's it, boom, that's it, and then we're on to the second half of the film, and that's where and I think the second half of the film is where it really gets a little bit noirish, where you start. I mean, I think if I have to say about this film, if there was things I'm going to sort of give a big thing for the film, it would be the set design. The set design is absolutely amazing in this film. Hello, Sean has just joined us. Hi, Sean.
Sorry, mate. Yeah, I've been fiddling and fussing around trying to find the link again.
No problem, Sean. We know it's like 1 o'clock in the morning where you are. But it's all good. I mean, we have a baby here with us. We only have like one thing in the cinemas this week, and we're gonna try and see how it goes. So yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah, she's destroying something here. So
look at that. Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking about Nightmare Alley, which is obviously a film that we thought that you'd like, and we're just talking about the fact that it's like it's a film of two halves. But I think the set design of this is amazing. The set design of the carnival. There's one particular bit where Bradley Cooper walks into this sort of like circular thing that he's like, and I was just like, that looks amazing. Cate Blanchett's office, the office that Cate Blanchett has in this film, I could live in quite easily. But it is a gorgeous looking film. You look at, and it made me think that Cate Blanchett, she would be a star in any era of Hollywood, because you could imagine her in black and white, and you could imagine plonking her into like a Barbara Stanwyck role in a film noir, and you're like, yep, she fits. She totally
Barbara
fits.
Stanwyck, eh? Yeah.
Well, she's got that bone structure, hasn't she? She's got like that. Like I was thinking, like a Marlene Dietrich in some ways. The way she just has that. The way she places her body, though, I thought there's just these angular lines. I just thought, she has that look. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually quite funny that you mentioned her bone structure, because that's one of the things I thought watching this film. I was like, oh my god, she's got really good bone structure. It's like, I was actually thinking like, it must be an absolute dream to light Cate Blanchett, because whatever light you throw on her face, the light just bounces up and catches all sorts of interesting angles. But anyway, enough about that. And I thought the design of the film was excellent. I thought that the performances were really good. I think Bradley Cooper the fact that Bradley Cooper, I think he doesn't say anything in this film for around about 15 minutes.
No, it's just because at the beginning you're thinking, is he going to say anything? And then
at the beginning of the film, you're wondering, are they going to keep is this going to happen for the whole film? And you're just like, what's going on? What's going? And obviously, little by little, things get revealed. And I think this film, it's not straight up a noir. It's not straight up a noir. It's not straight up like there's a film called Freaks, which was made like there's a film called Freaks that the first bit of the film made me think of, and so there's all these different things. There's like a coming of age. There's the depression. There's a great American story thing going on in there. And I think one of the things I like about Guillermo del Toro is that he doesn't like telling stories linearly, or he doesn't like giving you the story that you think you're going to get. Although, having said that, one of the big things that I had against this film was the fact that I figured out how it was going to end. I figured out a very big element of how it was going to end about an hour before the film ended. And it just
give you an awful lot of information about one aspect of the carnival.
Yes.
And you're thinking, you're feeding me a lot of information here. You're basically setting up a lot of the stuff.
Yes.
So I'm thinking, otherwise, why are you giving me? There's a whole bit. What we've said in the past, it's Ibsen's gun or something, isn't it?
No, it's Chekhov's gun.
Chekhov's gun.
Like, if a gun is introduced in the first act, it's gonna go off by the third act. And I'm not sure. And this is one of those things where you start wondering: have I watched too many films? Have I watched too much TV? Because I was watching it going, hang on, they told us all that. There's a reason they told us all that. And then I was like, that's how the film's going to end. And straight away I was like, that's... and this film, it takes its time. It's a bit leisurely. It doesn't really have a pace to it. It's 2 hours, 20 minutes long. And I was sitting down there thinking this film is too long. I was sitting down and I was thinking, this film is just way too long. Why are we going? It's like, why are we going on that? We know how it's going to end. We know what's going to happen. We know where you're heading with this. Why are you dragging it out? And I think that for me was a big black mark against it that stopped me enjoying it, because I was pretty sure I knew how it was going to end. I knew a big part of how it was going to end, and it's not in my head, I was like, this is not going to be a nice ending. And so the rest of the film, I just felt like, this feeling of impending doom coming. I was going, I know what's going to happen. And yes, you're dragging it out. Stop dragging it out. Just get there. So yeah. I enjoyed it. I loved the period detail. I loved the way they went about it. But storyline and all that, I would give it a 3 out of 5 because I feel like there's bits where it lagged, and there's bits where it took its time getting places, and it didn't necessarily give you much in there. Like, Rooney Mara plays a character who might as well not be in the film. I'm going to be totally honest with you. She might as well not be in the film, and there's a lot of great people who show up for small bits, and they're almost sort of like red herrings. You're like, oh, Clifton Collins, maybe he's gonna. Oh no, he isn't. David Strathairn, maybe he's gonna. Oh no, he isn't. Oh, Toni Collette, maybe she's gonna. Oh no, and it just keeps popping up all these people, and you're like, oh no. What are they doing here? So yeah, I'll give it a 3 out of 5 because I thought the story, I liked the film, I loved the detail, I thought the attention to detail was brilliant, but I do feel like it's too long. And I feel like he gets the ending way too early, and then they still take ages to get there.
Yeah, I would agree with all of that, and I haven't got much more to add. Basically, I thought the same thing. I thought there's bits that were I would say, like the costumes, the look, especially when he's in his like debonair phase. I thought, you got him right in too, film from the 40s.
Yeah.
When you had the tash,
essentially, with that, give him any Clark Gable role. He fits.
Yeah, he was there. And earlier on, when he was like slightly rougher, I'm thinking, you're Gary Cooper at this moment. You are all those sort of 30s, sort of coming to 40s film stars. You've got that look.
Yeah.
He does have it. And Cate Blanchett, stunning.
Yeah.
Some of the secondary casts, stunning. So I'd say 4 for the look of the film.
Yes.
But then looking at the substance, I'm thinking at points it went down to a 2 when I was thinking, where's this going?
Yes.
And some of the detail, it was, there's just, I was thinking, because part of me was thinking, if I actually left now, because not that I was going to leave, I never do, but sometimes got to the point where I was like, nearly 2 hours in, I was thinking, you know what, if I actually left the film now, I probably don't think I'm going to miss a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's the way it's paced. So there are moments where I thought, this is dropping into 2 territory, where I'm thinking, you need to sharpen this up a bit. And so balancing that out, I would say it was a 3.
Yeah.
It has these stunning bits, and then it has bits where you go, just get there.
Just get there already. I would totally agree with that. So, Sean, when you finally do see that, let us know what you think, because this is the film that I said last week I thought that you would like, and And I still think that there's bits of it that you would like. Don't worry, I'm still here. I still think that there's bits of it that you would like, but there's also bits of it that they leave you wanting. They leave you going, why would you do that? What? Give us more. Although, and also I'll tell you, the first bit of the film, another film that it reminded me of is, do you remember, Sharon, you probably never saw this, but the live action Dumbo. The live action remake of Dumbo that was done a couple of years back with Michael Keaton and Colin Farrell and the first bit of it where they're in the carnival, it really made me think of the live action Dumbo. But seeing as none of you remember that, never mind.
No. Was there the one that the Lives with Dr. Panasas? That one they were.
Oh
that
no.
That was a good movie.
That was a different film. That was Heath Ledger's final film, wasn't it?
Yes.
The Terry Gilliam one. All right, cool. So now, Sean, we've spoken about the only other thing that we have to talk about is a documentary on Netflix called Iron Fists and Kung Fu Kicks, which I think, if you haven't seen it, I think you would love it because it's all about the influence of Hong Kong cinema on the world and world culture and all that. And so, Sean, do you want to? Is there anything that you had you wanted to bring to us today?
Well, I was just going to say that I did try to like this week. I tried to catch a film at the cinema, but the only thing I could catch was ones that you've reviewed. So obviously they must release them at a later date out here. So I'm probably going to have trouble actually catching a cinema film. I could do loads of Netflix. But
I haven't seen anything on Netflix this week, Shawnee. So I was going to save my slot for you so that you could have a slot of your own.
Bless you. Thanks, Sharon. You're a little gem. You're a little gem. As I say, it's funny with the time difference and everything, and I just had had to battle my way through packs of roaming dogs today, which was a bit odd.
What happened?
I was walking. They tend to, in the evening, they tend to let their dogs out, the people, and they roam around in packs and become a little bit feral.
Oh, wow.
And they're like, wah, rah, 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 rah. So I picked up a big stone, and they were like, and I picked up and I sort of threw it up in the air a bit like that, and they were still barking and stuff, but it was pretty hairy. No, I didn't like it much. It was a road I don't normally take. I thought, I'd see what's down here, and it was like, wah, rah, 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 rah. Like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Big. There was quite a few of them as well. Must have been half a dozen or more.
You don't want to get bitten out there. No,
definitely not. So, but yeah, I mean, anyway, I made it here, and then a bit of fussing and farting. And so yeah, but yeah, I've seen.
The film I was interested in, Save Our Cinema. I mean, that's on my watch list because I'd be interested to see what you say about that one.
Yeah, I was thinking that. You know, that'd be good to get your ideas on that, because I was hoping you might have seen it as well, because I know we mentioned it the other week. Yeah, so I mean, I can do that one if you like, or have you got a cinema one to do? So, or you did the cinema?
No, we've got no other cinema stuff to do. So, Sean, carry on with Save Our Cinema.
Okay, Save Our Cinema. So this is on Sky Movies, and I think it's a Sky Movies original one, and basically it's based on a true story of the cinema in a Welsh town, which. Basically, it's a bit of a comedy. You've got like the mayor, who's a bit crooked, wide boy, one of these boys out of, reminds me of the chap out of Dad's Army, the one who does all the black market stuff. Anyway, he wants to knock it down. So this lady hairdresser decides that she's going to stay in the cinema because they can't knock it down. So like all the bulldozers and the knocky downs come, and they want to get rid of the building, but she's in there. And then obviously it's, you get the rest of the village that's come in. They're all talking. They got really nice Welsh accents. And then there's this old projectionist, and he says, why don't we show a film, for things. So they get that good old Welsh film, the teary one. I don't know if you must have seen it, Sharon. How Green Was My Valley?
Yeah, I was about to say How Green Was My Valley.
Yeah, if I'd have given you 2 more minutes, you'd have nailed that, wouldn't you? Yeah. You'd have been all right with that. So there's that. And anyway, so basically, that's the film that famously stopped Citizen Kane from winning the Best Picture Oscar. Yeah, was it? Yeah. So. Anyway, so yeah, obviously it's a bit of nostalgia, and then the mayor's still trying to knock it down. He's a bit crooked, and the postman of the village is a bit crooked, but he turns into a good guy at the end and runs against the mayor. And it's a good, wholesome film, really. Oh yeah, so Jurassic Park has come out.
Yeah. So
they asked Steven Spielberg if they can show Jurassic Park. It's brand new, and they said, yeah, of course. So yeah, I mean it's a bit cheesy, to be honest with you. It's a nice story. It's a lovely story. It's you've got all the lovely characters in there, like the old projectionist, and just all the characters you could think of that would live in a Welsh village. The old miners and the builders, and there's even a couple of the guys that are going to knock down the cinema that turn up to watch How Green Was My Valley. And they all like tears in their eyes and stuff. And it's.
Yeah, because the thing is, watching the trailer for this, I got this feeling of lovely Saturday afternoon film, and I don't know whether it's just about films that are set in Welsh villages give you that sort of vibe, but it's kind of like if you've ever seen the film The Englishman Who Went Up a Hill and Came Down a Mountain.
Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah.
It gave me some sort of plucky little Welsh village goes up against the bad things of the world and everything like that, and it gave me that kind of is it that kind of film?
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's that kind of film. As I say, you've got all the stock characters there. The old boy, the Blue Rinse Brigade, because they set up the stage for for hairdressers, and so you got all the old ladies there saying their things, like with those big. I don't know if they still do them, but it always makes me laugh that you see in those movies those big like helmet things that go over and go, woo, and they.
Oh, the hair dryers.
The hair
dryers,
yeah. And the women meet the magazines, and a bunch of school kids come, and they find it. Yeah, it is a good movie. It's worth a watch, but it is a bit bit cheesy, I think, a bit cheesy and a bit schmaltzy and nice. You know, it's fairly predictable stuff, but it's worth a watch, worth a good watch.
Yeah, I think it's like, Sean, everything you said is what watching the trailer, that's what I thought it was going to be, and I was still like, I'll still put that on. I would still put that on a Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
it's one of those ones that you can sort of put on and watch, you know. And I think it's quite funny how green was my valley showing, you know, because obviously it's Welsh, about Welsh miners, you know.
Yeah.
And all that. So yeah, keeps it. Yeah, no. So it's a good solid 3-star movie that, you know, you can watch, and I'm sure you will, and it'd be great to hear Sharon's point of view.
Yeah, certainly it's on my watch list. It's just this week I should have more availability, so I've got some time off work and my brother's away, so I can get the big telly.
I was just one thing. I was listening to your review of Raccoon City like that, and I was like,
Evil, welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love to do a review on that, but perhaps I'll do that separately, and we can put it in the thing.
Let's put this. Did you agree with Sharon's star rating for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City?
Yes, I did. Yes. I mean, it started off really good, but then it didn't take its house too seriously, I guess. But you know, I was thinking
it's hard to do with the Resident Evil films.
Yeah. But I was watching it, and I was thinking, well, I can't wait to say about that stupid thing, and I can't wait to say about where's the continuity, where the hell is the, you know. So I agree with Sharon on that one, but I'll do one of my 2-minute spoiler rants one day on that.
Yeah, good.
It's like everything Sean doesn't like about Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. All right, so that's 3 stars for Save Our Cinema, and I'm actually keen to watch it to see Samantha Morton's Welsh accent, because I don't know about you guys, but every now and then, like, you know how Sean has his much publicized list of actors that he just irrationally hates. Like,
yes.
Stanley Tucci, he's like, no. Cillian Murphy, I don't care. Those are people. Doesn't matter if they give like an Oscar-worthy performance. Sean is like,
I don't care how blue your eyes are. You're out.
I don't care how magnetic a presence you are. No, you suck. And I have sort of like the opposite. I have actors who I just want to see good things for. I want to see their careers keep going, and Samantha Morton is one of those. She is one of those who I feel like I don't see her in enough stuff. I feel the last thing I actually remember seeing her in was in the first Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them movie. And after that, I have not really. I know she's been in Walking Dead, but I'm not watching that. Even if Samantha Morton's in that, I'm not watching that. And I know that and the fact that she's in this film just makes me go, you know what? Yeah, I'll give this a go. See Samantha Morton doing stuff, because, as I said, I don't think she does enough. Or I don't think we see her in enough. Right, and now we go on to a final thing, which is Iron Fists and Kung Fu Kicks. And this is something that, you know, when you're scrolling through Netflix and you go into different things, and Netflix does this thing that if you dare hover on something for more than a second, that's it, you're going to get a trailer. And this came up and I started playing the trailer, and straight away I was like, oh, I am watching that. And what this is all about, this film it's essentially about the Hong Kong film industry. And it tells you the history of the Hong Kong film industry. I think it's an Australian production. And it goes all the way back to, and this is something that I didn't know about, but Sean, you probably are going to jump when I say the words, the Shaw Brothers.
Oh, Shaw Brothers, yeah. 2 Golden Harvest and Shaw Brothers were the big.
This goes before Golden Harvest, and it talks about Shaw Brothers and how Shaw Brothers started making all these films and what it meant to them to make these films and how they had a monopoly. You know how we keep complaining about how Disney owned everything, and literally and even during the pandemic, where I was joking saying that Disney is essentially going to buy up all the cinemas so that they can own all the distribution networks and all that kind of stuff, and they find out that Shaw Brothers did that in Hong Kong. They owned the studios, they owned the cinemas, they owned everything. They decided what it is people would want, and there's all these different things, like the fact that they had female action heroines way before it was a thing, way before. The other week we had the 355 we were talking about, and it was like, ooh, wow, women kicking ass, but Shaw Brothers had that going on in the 40s. And it's kind of like, and then they go through the whole thing through when Bruce Lee came in, and then how Hong Kong cinema, mainly martial art movies, ended up taking over the world, and Bruce Lee came up, and then goes through to Jackie Chan up to present day. And for anybody who, like me, grew up watching martial arts movies and absolutely adoring them. I mean, when we were growing up, I remember that there were two people we wanted to be. It was either James Bond or Bruce Lee. and it was... And I mean, absolutely adoring these films. I would say go watch it. Yes, Kemi agrees. Yeah, I would say watch Iron Fist and Kung Fu Kicks, because
I will watch that.
Yeah, and the thing with it is that it comes up with so many different films like that I'd never heard of. That I was like, I need to go find that film. Like Seven Grandmasters, and then it goes into what happened when these films got to America, how these films became culturally relevant worldwide, and why it meant so much. Because there's always this thing where, obviously I'm Nigerian, and we grew up in Nigeria, and we had a real thing for these films. We had an affinity for them, and it goes on and talks about how. Let me just turn you away from the mic. It goes on and it talks about how, when these films got to America, what it meant to the Black American population, because they were like, okay, they're fighting against the man. We want to fight against the man too, and all these different cross-pollinations that happened of how things from Hong Kong cinema went into blaxploitation cinema, they went back from blaxploitation cinema into Hong Kong cinema, and then it talks about its effect on things like parkour and on the whole sort of like breakdancing scene, how the and it has all. What it does very effectively is that it shows you that the influence of Hong Kong cinema has gone across the board. It has. There's one character who said, there's one person in it who says, we've taken what they've done and we've remixed it and we fed it back to them. And it's like this conversation where we remix it and we give it back, and they go, okay, we see that, we take that, we remix it and we put it back and all that. So I loved this. I thought it was really, really good. I think towards the end, there's a couple of connections that they try and make that doesn't quite work. And it feels almost as if that they're running out of time for their runtime, so they can't really delve into it. I think it might have been better as maybe like a three-part documentary series. Hang on, what is going on with you? There, good. It might have been better as a 3-part documentary series. But all in all, I thought it was brilliant. It's given me a much bigger watch list of things to watch from Hong Kong cinema. I'll give it a 4 out of 5. So yeah, I would say Iron Fist and Kung Fu Kicks.
And that's on Netflix. That one.
That is on Netflix.
Right.
That is on Netflix. And I would imagine that it would be even more, because it makes a big deal of the fact that it's an Australian production. So at the beginning of so I would imagine with you at the moment being so much closer to Australia, you should probably be able to get it on there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's some.
That's right, Sean, you were saying.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. Yeah, I will. I will check that one out, because it seems, and maybe my cinema things. Well, if I check out a Thai movie, if I can get one with English subs. So, but then I doubt anyone would ever see it in that country. There is one called Four Kings, which seems to be quite popular. But anyway. So I'm not really sure about my cinema fare these days.
All right, cool.
Back.
Well, we'll always save you a streaming slot.
All right, well that's okay then. That's cool. We like that.
Yes, we'll save you.
Your fan base won't tolerate you not having a.
Wow. As I say, yeah.
Your fan base are going, Sean, how dare you leave us with just Tosin and Sharon?
No, they're not. No, they're not. It's a terrific. You've done it. It's terrific. Terrific. As I say, I've been catching up, listening to them all since, because I've had a little bit of time, so I've been listening to them, and they're quite good. Because, I mean, you can just listen to them while you're sort of doing other stuff, which is really good.
That's the beauty of podcasts.
I'm dying to see West Side Story. I really am, and I really want to see West Side. I wanted to see West Side Story from when Spielberg was remaking it. I think you need to do
the whole compare and contrast thing, which you can't help but do. Have you ever seen the original? So,
because I love the original.
It's an interesting exercise.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that.
Right. Okay. So until next week. Next week, when we will try and see if cinema has started getting happier, or cinema has started, getting braver, and we have more things to watch. Because if I thought about it this week, Sharon, I would have watched Sing 2, because I know that you're not going to go close to Sing 2 with a barge pole. What? You know what? Did you say you've seen that?
No. I said there's probably no way that I'm going to get to that one.
Yeah. But in the end, I just went for Nightmare Alley just because of timings, and it worked for me. But until next week, when we will see if we can get you a baby-less podcast, which I don't know.
No, I don't know. It's quite good. We'll have to get some, interesting reviews. It sounds like Kemi didn't like your reviews. She liked mine and Sharon because she kept quiet. But she was like, Dad.
You see, this is it. I'm getting it from all. Okay, we have established this is what happens online. So Sean gets fan mail, Sharon gets people who want to engage with her, and I get abused. And I'm getting it in my own house. I say stuff, and I'm getting heckled during my reviews. And you guys are getting you're getting quite polite. Oh yes, that's a very good point. Oh yes, I do. Yes, the nature of the beast. Oh, well done. And I just get heckled. But okay, so that's a nice short one this week. Until next week, when we shall see what is in the cinema and see if we can get to the point where we see more than a film. More than just the one film in the cinema. It's a goodbye from me.
And a goodbye from me.
Yeah, if you would like to come join us on a week, if you want to come join us as a reserve for a week where Sean can't quite make it because of the time difference, then please get in touch with us and let us know. But anyway, see you guys next week. Thank you very so much for joining us.